And one of the issues that did come up a lot when I was running was taxes and property taxes. And you write about repealing Prop 13 and raising taxes, which I guess was ACA 1 and ACA 13, saying that basically these propositions that are now on the ballot will make it easier to raise your property taxes by lowering the threshold to just 55%. So go ahead and talk about what you believe the Democrat legislature is up to now, apparently behind voters' backs.
It is behind voters' backs because they word it in such a way because it kind of lulls you into thinking, okay, well, maybe the way that it's worded, you're not going to remove, you're going to hold that, for instance, whereas if your parents pass away and you inherit the house, the state wants to come in and say, okay, we're going to assess this house for these taxes, all these back taxes, to a point to where you are going to have to pay more taxes on that house that your parents have left you as an inheritance. So you're taxing the inheritance, you're taxing the home, you're raising the interest rates, and all the taxes are just seem to be compounded higher and higher and higher on every time a house is turned over. Then they're using the maneuvers that, and I'm still trying to get a complete handle on it because it is there's so much coming down so quickly, and the way that it's worded that it becomes confusing even for me. And I sit and try to read these things and try to break it down. And even spending the hours that I've spent, it still becomes part of it's kind of a mystery of how they're figuring out the formulas and how I'm going to tax you for your home. I'm going to take this away from you if you don't pay these taxes. But then you have the other side of it where we talk about the ADUs and what's going on right now with the state of California allowing, it's a method of taking away that Prop 13 where you reach a certain age or you had that home for that period of time, you have a certain tax bracket that you're paying, you pass away, it's gone.
Yeah. So it seems like you're basically saying it's a way of the state government to take advantage of California's increasing real estate prices, which have greatly benefited a lot of Californians, at least the small group of people who are homeowners, which is becoming less and less now. And now they're going after that to not allow that to continue. Exactly.
And what they're, for instance, the house just a couple of doors down from me, the gentleman passed away, he had no family. It goes into probate court for a period of, I think it was 4 years. The house was built in 1942, no upgrades. The floors are rotting. I mean, I kind of watched over the house for like 3 or 4 years when it was just empty. It sold for $755,000. The interest rates are such that you're going to pay taxes on that $755,000. A single family cannot afford that. So it turns out into an investor who has decided now, and we're going like this, butting heads over it, because they want to put 2 units in the back, take the garage, convert that. So suddenly you have the state's going to collect all these taxes because they're going to tax the house, they're going to tax the ADUs, they're going to tax. So it's taxes upon taxes upon taxes. When do you stop this? I mean, cities have their own, building codes, and the state comes in and circumvents all of it. So it's just the taxes upon taxes upon taxes.
And in the scenario you just described, would you say that the law is being set up to favor real estate investors who are going to come in and buy up these single-family homes and then build out ADUs and multiple units and put more people in, because that would seem to be effectively the only way that you could afford to pay the taxes on properties like this?
Correct. So that even though they're going to pay taxes on the house. So they're going to charge, it's going to be a $2,000 a month rent for that house, and then you have an ADU, that's going to be $2,000. You have the one on top of that, that's $2,000. They're collecting $10,000 to $12,000 a month in rent to pay the taxes, which leaves how can you afford that? You have all the cost of your food. It's astronomical in the cost. Our sons had to come home. Both of them are working full time, but they can't afford $2,500 a month for rent for a studio or a one-bedroom house.
Yeah, that's $30,000 a year after tax money.
Yes.
So you have to have just a $60,000 salary dedicated to just paying rent.
Just paying rent. We've literally eliminated our younger population of being a homeowner. I mean, I've owned my home for 25 years. And the houses around me, I can't afford to buy my own home. I couldn't afford it, whether in taxes or anything else. I'm a disabled vet, so I get a discount on my property taxes, but my property taxes are still over $3,000 a year. And this is after 25 years. It just continues to go up every single year. I mean, even for me, I'm struggling to make sure that my property taxes are paid, because the state will walk in and grab that house in a heartbeat.